If you've been following along in my journey with this tool here, the Leatherman Signal, you know that when I first got this tool, I wasn't super impressed with it in the way that many others are. Just didn't really suit my needs, but through a couple of modifications, we have made it a little bit more acceptable for my personal everyday carry. Your mileage, of course, will vary depending on your use case. In an older Mod Monday video, we did replace the main blade with the Leatherman Wave plain edge blade, which I prefer. We also put a micro bit driver inside, and in the meantime, we've got a little secret project going on inside that we won't talk about yet today. Subscribe if you want to see more on that. But we also just earlier today filmed next week's Mod Monday video where we added in the scissors from the Leatherman Wingman, and debating on whether I stick with that or use the Leatherman file that we put in a previous video. That is the state of my Leatherman Signal as it stands, and I'm still out there searching for ways to make this more pocketable and more useful for me. And today we've got a couple of products from Kristen Van Petten that may well do that. Let's take just a quick moment to unbox these and show off this amazing packaging that he's got going on. Paper on the outside with some silver printing. The line diagrams of the part inside looks great. And then there's these 3D printed inserts that perfectly hold your part. The packaging, I think, is indicative of the quality of these parts. Let's take a look at the parts themselves. I'm going to zoom down a little bit just so we can get in nice and close. These are 3D printed, but I have to say that the fit and finish on these is above pretty much any 3D printing I've seen of this style. Just really, really high quality parts. The settings are dialed in, and we'll see if the designs are as well dialed in. I'm sure they are. Been playing with these just a little bit, so I did learn a few things because, of course, I refuse to read the instructions. And if you're not familiar with these add-ins from Kristen Van Petten, these replace the diamond file and the ferro rod, I guess, on the Leatherman Signal, and they allow you to hold some Leatherman bits inside of the inserts. So right here is the whistle replacement, and you can see that will hide a Leatherman bit right inside. Hopefully this black on black is not too difficult to see. There's also a slot for the Victorinox tweezers. These look like the 58mm version, but I'll have to confirm that. On the other side, it is simply a bit holder, but with this side, the bit is actually accessible from outside of the tool, so you don't have to remove the bit holder in order to get the bit. This one you do. Been playing around with these just a little bit, so let's start with the diamond file side. I'm going to remove this from here, and we'll get the insert put in place. I did find that if you put the bit in, it sometimes won't insert properly, so we're going to remove that bit first and simply press down on the lock until the bit holder slides in place. Am I doing this right? I sure was. And release that lock. That'll keep that locked in place. And then when we open the blade, we're free to insert a bit. This is the biggest bit that Leatherman makes. It's the 1/4 inch and 6mm hex driver, and that fits in there perfectly. And you can pop it out. And what's awesome is, at least with the Wave blade, I guess this might be different with the Signal blade, but that blade blocks that bit from falling out. So even during, more intense activities, that will stay in place, and really doesn't add too much negativity to the grip. No hot spots from it. Just really sleek and well designed, and I think that looks quite nice. Let's pop open the other side. So this whistle gets accessed from the inside, and there's a little wire gate holding that in place. So let's pop that out of place, and we'll slide the whistle out. And we're going to slot in the whistle holder, or the whistle replacement. So I found that if you push that in with the tip first, kind of lining that bit up so it levers on that point, and then we can press down. And it is a snug fit to get that bit in there sideways, but it does fit just perfectly, and the frame will hold that bit in place so it doesn't go anywhere. And we can close that up, and well, we've still got access to our tweezers on the outside, which is awesome. Let's try it with a toothpick. I've not tried it with a toothpick as of yet. The tweezers did ship with this part, and oh yeah, the toothpick will fit in there just snug as a bug. All right, we'll put the tweezers back in though. That's a little bit more useful for my everyday carry. And that gives us the capacity, let's zoom back out, for 3 Leatherman flat bits in our Leatherman Signal. While we're here, we should test this with the Galvanox bits. And I've got the biggest one here as well. We'll slot that into the outside, and I'm sure it'll fit just fine because these bits are basically made to these same specs. So let's pop that in, and yeah, that fits just perfect. So you can use whichever of those flat style bits you prefer. I think there's another brand that makes them as well at this point, but those are the 2 I have on hand. And really nice little way to carry 2 additional bits. Makes this a screw driving machine. I just dropped the bit inside there. I'm gonna have to fish it out now, but gives you a lot of functionality for this more urban style carry that I have need of. So those are the Kristen Van Petten Signal bit inserts. I've got a link to these down below. Make sure to check out all of his work because it is all super high quality. I've got a little micro bit adapter we're gonna be looking at in a future video. So check those out, and we will catch you guys in the next video after I've carried this Leatherman Signal for a couple more weeks, months, years, whatever, and we will talk more then. Thanks for watching.